If there's one thing we do know, Selma Blair has had an incredibly difficult life. As if the struggle with her health wasn't enough, she's also been unlucky in love. After a failed marriage and several other failed relationships, one that left her a single mother, the actress had just recently filed a restraining order against her most recent boyfriend, Ronald Carlson. It seems as though life can't resist dealing Selma the worst cards, and yet through it all, she's held her head up high and hasn't let any of it get her down.
To have people believe in you gives you so much more strength than I realized, because I never asked that from people before, and I needed it now.
Stay tuned, Juicers. We're going to give you an exclusive look into Selma Blair's relationships and how her strength has inspired women all over the world. Please note that we'll be discussing some sensitive topics that some viewers may find offensive or triggering. While it's not known how Ron Carlson and Selma Blair officially met, we do know that they started dating around 2017. Ron, an actor and producer in Hollywood, seemed to sweep Selma off her feet. Their relationship blossomed and the couple shared pictures on social media, showing the world and all their fans how happy they were making each other. Naturally, fans were thrilled for Selma. It's no secret that the actress's struggle with multiple sclerosis turned her life upside down. She was left isolated, fighting against a difficult and incurable disease that changed everything.
When I first got MS, I had no idea what it was or how it would affect me.
So to see her happy, smiling with someone who loved her and supported her, made everyone happy too. Unfortunately, their bliss was short-lived, and the couple split at the beginning of 2019. After breaking up with Ron, the actress started dating David Lyons, an Australian actor. However, her relationship with David only lasted a few months. As fate would have it, Ron and Selma reunited and got back together in 2020. For fans, it seemed as though their rekindled romance was a sign that true love never dies. Their relationship was back on track, and they continued right where they had left off the year before, leaving everyone to believe that they were well on their way to a happily ever after. Unfortunately, the actress had no idea that their reunion would take a dark and twisted turn for the worst.
I couldn't find anything on the internet. You'd find the worst case scenario of people totally contorted and atrophied in a wheelchair.
Selma returned to sharing pictures of them together on social media and even addressed their getting back together. People come into our lives, and sometimes they go. Or you go, and you go on, and you try to put the pieces together in your mind to make sense of it. And sometimes, when you're ready, you may find that person again. She even went on to call herself the luckiest woman and gushed that Ron was the one she wanted to lean on as well as hold up. Then she ended her statement by sharing with the world that she loved him. And it didn't stop there. The pair even made public appearances once in a while, with Selma by Ron's side as they held hands and looked at each other lovingly. They were also spotted taking strolls through LA, grabbing coffee, or having romantic lunch dates. But as the months went by, Selma and Ron were seen together less often, and the couple split once again. Their breakup flew under the radar, and it seemed as though the former couple was dealing with the heartbreak away from the spotlight. And then, at the beginning of 2022, it was revealed that the actress had filed a restraining order against Ron, reporting that he had verbally and physically abused her. Selma explained that on February 22nd, Ron had come past her house to drop off a TV and return a copy of her keys. What was supposed to be a calm exchange of belongings turned into a violent altercation when Ron suddenly became frustrated and began screaming at Selma. That day, the actress was feeling ill from her MS medication. After complaining that she didn't feel good, Carlson grew frustrated and became enraged. He called her useless and crippled and claimed that she can't do anything and he could do so much better than her. Naturally, Selma was distraught by what he had said, but his abuse didn't stop there. Ron Carlson strangled her, shaking her aggressively. She tried to fight back, but he was too strong for her. Blair confessed that Carlson threatened to kill her multiple times before finally leaving her home. After police arrived, Blair had to be hospitalized when her nose began to bleed heavily and she lost consciousness. "I am scared for the safety of both my son and myself following this attack," Blair said in the documents. Carlson was arrested and was put under a 5-day protective order. Later, Blair filed a restraining order against him and won the protection. The actress's temporary order requires Carlson to stay 100 yards away from her 10-year-old son Arthur, and her dog Pippa. Carlson also filed for the restraining order, alleging that Blair was the one who was angry and antagonistic, but his protection order was denied. Thankfully, Selma's son wasn't around to see the violent altercation. However, the actress had previously shared several pictures of Arthur and Ron together on social media. It was reported that Ron had grown quite close to her son, and they had spent a lot of quality time together too. Selma confessed in an interview that her son, Arthur, has had to endure a lot and has seen a lot, but he's proud of her bravery. When he was just 8 years old, he was forced to think about what life without his mom might be like, and he and Blair even discussed what would happen to her body if she didn't survive her stem cell transplant. You kinda make your plans for death. I told my son I'm doing this, and he would like me cremated. Selma and her son were forced to spend a lot of time apart while she was undergoing treatment in Chicago. It was incredibly difficult for the actress to be away from her son at such a vulnerable time, and she knew that he was struggling too. In order to try and comfort herself, she had a frowny face doll designed to look like her son. During an interview with Vanity Fair, Selma confessed that she saw changes in her son after her initial diagnosis. He wants to be closer to my body more, and I can tell he wants to make sure I'm still here inside. I used to be so athletic with him, now I fall in front of him. But according to Blair, Arthur doesn't pity her, and he loves it when she comes to his school and answers his classmates' questions about her MS symptoms. He says, "Mommy's not sick, Mommy's brave."
There's nowhere that I would rather be next to Arthur when he's sleeping. Sleeping. Because when you're sleeping, you're so nice and loving.
But through all the darkness she's had to face, there was good news to share. While her MS might be incurable, Selma received the wonderful news that the stem cell treatment she had received had been a success, and her MS was finally in remission. "My prognosis is great. It took about a year after stem cell for the inflammation and the lesions to really go down." Blair explained that she was initially reluctant to talk about the positive update because she felt this need to be more healed and more fixed. But she wasn't alone during any of it, and she had an incredible support system to a place where she was ready to share the news. Her son was by her side along with Arthur, a new furry addition to their family. A very sweet and cuddly looking service dog named Scout, whose job is to help Blair with her mobility and some personal stumbling blocks. In an update on social media, Blair let her fans know that she was doing well and feeling much better. Blair received more good news when introducing Selma Blair won an award for Outstanding Achievement in Documentary Filmmaking, and she revealed that she was not done sharing her story when she announced that she'd be releasing her memoir, Mean Baby, in April of 2022.
It really is representing so many other people with my one small, beautiful story, but it's here for the other women with chronic illnesses or disabilities or whatever it is.
I've been given a new life. This is the maiden voyage for me. Thank you for being on this journey with me. There's no doubt that Selma has had to fight a number of difficult battles throughout her life, but if there's one thing we know for sure, she's one strong woman and an incredible mother. Her story is so inspiring, reminding us all that even when life gets you down, it's important to keep fighting for yourself and those who love you. If you or someone you know are a victim of domestic violence, please call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 800-799-7233. They can help survivors develop a plan to achieve safety for themselves and their children.